Every person needs to be productive to reach their goals in life and get the success they have always wanted. This is only possible if the person knows how to manage stress. Productivity and stress cannot be together. When a person feels extremely stressed out, they cannot be productive at all, which is why managing stress to increase productivity is very important. Stress management can be a little tricky, but it is important that every person gives special attention to this, as it is not only important for your mental health and productivity, but it is extremely important for your physical health as well. Sometimes people think that stress can only affect a person's way of thinking, or can decrease the ability to work or focus. But the truth is, this can affect a person's overall well-being in different ways.